Myron more than I hate the little crusty one. I hate both of them equally, okay? I want you to know that, right? But I had a woman who was in a relationship with Angie, and she showed me proof, she showed me pictures, but she put all this watermark on it because, you know, she wanted to sell me the unedited pictures. And I had a funny feeling that, you know, Angie is either bisexual or she's gay. But I knew, hold on, I'm gonna show you something. Look at the screen for a second. I'm gonna show you something in reference to Myron, okay? You know, I love spreading these pictures. Hold on a second, let me get to it here. Because I know that Myron was in a relationship with Eric Wessel, people think, hold on, here we go. People think that that, you know, he's straight. And I said, hold on, how come when it comes to context, y'all don't care about context with that video of the women throwing money on the floor, or the context of some other woman being, you know, in that video being asked about, you know, how much for an hour. But when it comes, y'all need context for a video like this of him getting kissed by Eric. Y'all need context for this. Y'all need context for this, okay? Y'all need context for this. Y'all need context for this, okay? Him kissing all on the back of his neck. Baby, I love you. And y'all don't need y'all need context for this. Here is my question, and I want you guys to look at these pictures. I want you to tell me and show me one picture where Myron is this happy with Angie. Show it to me, baby. Show me a picture. Look at how happy Myron is. Myron is never this happy with another woman. He's only happy with a man, and it's gotta be a zaddy. Cause you know what? He likes white men, and I don't blame him, honey. I like them too, okay? My husband is one, all right? I ain't gonna hate on his taste and what type of men he like, but I'm just saying, what the hell? I never seen this man look so cozy, look so wonderful, look so happy. Look at him getting a shave from his zaddy, okay? I'm just saying, look at him getting 2 times over here in this daggone bed. I'm just saying, look at the smile on his face. No woman can make this man feel so good. He just feels so loving and cozy in the arms of his zaddy. And you will never see that man that happy in the arms of Angie, okay? I'm just being honest here. My thing is, show me a picture of him being that lovey-dovey with another woman, including Angie, okay? So I got a funny feeling those two are actually, because this is what the ex-girlfriend told me. The ex-girlfriend told me that Angie signed an exclusive NDA, okay? And therefore the relationship is fake and business only, so that he can go around and pretend that he's, you know, this Don Juan of women. So I gotta ask you, how did you see them two lovey-dovey or affectionate when you was down there in Miami? Did you see Angie and Myron affectionate at all with each other when they was down there in Miami?
No. So the thing is, I did went out a couple of times with Angie. She's nice, you know. She was nice, and she told me the stuff that was happening between them. Clearly, they don't have sex at all.
Juicy.
Yeah, she told me.
Stop. They don't have sex?
They don't have sex, and she told me Myron just prefer to be with other women.
You mean other men?
I can't.
Juicy.
They don't have sex. And she told me that.
I'm so sorry. I laughed over you. I'm so sorry. I laughed over you. Repeat all that. Repeat what you just said. I was laughing over you.
I mean,
what did you say? I mean, repeat what you just said.
She also told me that as well. She told me they don't have sex.
Walter and Angie both told you that Myron and Angie don't have sex.
Right.
So Myron is just a sugar daddy, but on a sugar daddy. Well, he's just.
Well, Walter also told me something else. So he also brought up that. So Angie, right?
Yeah.
Where she's got an apartment from Myron. Myron clearly rent apartment for her and also credit card her. She doesn't
Juicy.
work. She doesn't work. She spends money with Myron's credit card.
Juicy.
I can prove that because I went out with her one time. I was offering to pay, and then she was like, "Let me get that. That's Myron's card. It's not mine."
Oh my God! You just dropped a nuke.
Juicy.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Well, I guess that answers my question in reference to never seeing him with a woman that would make him happy like the zaddy. I mean, I'm telling you, ain't nothing like being in the arms of a zaddy. I'm speaking from personal experience. They are warm and fuzzy, and you just feel so comfy when you're in their arms. But it is what it is. All right, girl.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Nerd Chronicles, which hosts a socially awkward nerd, Christian Paul speaking. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as I don't want to say as many of you know, I know some of y'all that have been digging up into the red pill space and actually just going off on pseudo alpha gurus fresh and fit. Some of y'all are aware about Myron's current girlfriend or alleged current girlfriend, Angie, coming from Venezuela. And now, allegedly, they have broken up due to the fact that Angie is now seeing another guy. And they're holding hands, doing the lovey-dovey, basically looking to get cracked by him, getting frequently cracked during their time together.
Juicy.
You know what I'm saying? So we have that moment mainly going on in regards with that, and basically there has some fellow YouTube commentators are saying that their relationship is mainly all for show. It's not organic. It's not blossoming. They basically do their hugging, but they don't have intimate kisses like that. They don't have like any form of intimacy like that, or any type of affection with one another in real life. And we are starting to see the deterioration of the relationship between Myron and Angelica due to the fact that Angie has a new man mainly seen in her life. So let's go dig into the clips of how everything came to be. And I found this clip basically from the Albert and Preach Reddit. Give a huge shout out to those guys. By one of the viewers actually made like basically like a culmination of clips in regards to Angie's new boo here. Okay. And he made a culmination of clips that we will be reviewing right about now. So let's get ourselves rolling in this.
Well, when was the last time you had a girlfriend prior to Angie?
Not really.
Because you've never had a girlfriend in your life until you dated a foreign girl.
Not like that. Yeah.
May 13th. Amrou goes to New York to cover the Diddy trial. Praises Angie, says she's the best woman ever. Everything looks fine as of now. Alright. No comment. Okay.
Thank you, Angie. She's been great, guys. Truly one of the best ladies ever. Best women.
Instead of staying with Amrou and MRC, Angie decides to go rollerblading in Orlando.
Solo cast tomorrow? Yeah. Yeah, Angie won't be here, unfortunately. I wish she was here, but she's got to leave.
And then we read, attention Orlando, get ready, Festival of the Year on Wheels is coming, you can't miss it. Come by bike, roller skates, vans, skateboards, and or whatever you like. The important thing is that you live this weekend full of magic, music, incredible routes, and pure positive energy. Plus, with your participation, you'll be supporting women fighting breast cancer. We roll with purpose and a whole lot of flow. 17th and 18th of May in Orlando. Spread the word, assemble your group, and join the revolution on wheels. This takes place around 3 months ago. Three months ago. And then you see the group that's there. If we look here, you will see Angie somewhere on the left. And she was up at the event. And I think the other guy that she's seeing is somewhere around here. Somewhere out in the back or somewhere on the right. But more like you would see Angelica on the left side. I could be wrong, ladies and gentlemen. If you see anything that's a little bit different and you see in the comments, please forgive me. You have every full right to correct me on this one. I have no problem with that. If I make any mistake in this, I truly apologize. So let's go a bit further. All right, now. Myron's now ex-girlfriend Angie and Angie's new boo to the left of Angie. You see these two mainly together. And you see a lot of the other guys that's doing the rollerblading event. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen. And keeping guy, he's sitting left side of mine. And they're going to call him Don Juan right here. And we're going to see throughout the video. June 13th, Amrou says he never leaves his house. He has no social life. But Angie is very understanding and supportive. This was the last time Amrou mentioned Angie's name. She never showed up in the streams after this either. Red flag. But when you don't set enough time or spend a full day actually trying to get to bond with one another, actually trying to work things out, actually trying to build something together, to try and strengthen your foundation, unfortunately your foundation could crumble and infidelity can unfortunately occur because of that. Man, oh man, oh man.
I take that seriously, guys, and I've given up my social life to do so. I've been sitting inside. The only time I go outside, you guys want to know the truth? The painful truth? I only really go outside when I do the fucking debates, man. If I'm be honest with y'all niggas, bro. Like, yo, I literally only go outside to do the debates. I barely leave my building. Because you guys know me, I'll work, bro. I'll give up my social life. I don't give a fuck. You know? Angie's very understanding. She takes Frank whenever I need him. She helps me with groceries and shit. So Angie's very understanding. I haven't seen her in a bit. I'm not going to lie to you guys. She actually came by real quick when I was doing the table shit.
Frank Castle. June 24th, Amrou admits that his relationship with social life is cooked.
When do you have time for a relationship?
You know, as of recently, man, it's been tough, bro. I'm not going to lie, man. It's been tough as of recently, especially the past year.
Most of the people that I know that are very successful, they don't focus on the relationship as much as they focus on what they feel like is necessary for them to do to win.
Oh, yeah. I'd be lying to you if I told you that my relationship was awesome. And I was like, no, man, like my soul.
You got to try to find a way to actually balance it, but make sure you don't actually try and put it overwhelmingly. But you still need to try and make some time for your significant other. And if you guys are married, spend some time with your wife and your family. You know what I'm saying? Definitely set some exclusive time for that. Definitely some short time during the day to actually trying to find ways to bond together whenever your work is done. I'm not saying you have to spend time with each other like the majority of the day, but definitely slide in some hours, you know, during the day to spend some time, you know, let her know that she's still valued, let her know that she's still impactful, you know what I mean? And definitely her doing the same thing to him as well, you know, so make sure you can try and reduce or mitigate any infidelity potentials or infidelity proposals. You feel me? Just make sure everything is actually thoroughly solid and make sure the foundation is still stagnant and structured strongly and stay sturdy.
Social life, I had 100% transparent, gone, cooked, finito. I'm streaming all day, and then when I'm not streaming, I'm researching, reading the news and stuff like that, and then, you know, make sure I have a topic. So yeah, my social life is absolutely suffered as a part of this. Like, I'm not gonna lie. So, I got it.
But no, I'm a basically just kind of what Myron's saying. You can still have a social life and use your personal experience as a weapon to try and add the topics that you're mainly doing to your audience. That'll be a huge help. And also be able to actually challenge some of the theoretical points you have, because there's always an array in between. But you use all the stuff you've done in practice to utilize as additional help for additional evidence based on the topics that you are presenting. So I think that's what may have done them in a bit, in my opinion.
Great. No, hell no, man. It's fucking cooked.
June 27th, Amrou gets asked 3 different times about his relationship steps. He refused to answer all 3 times.
Do you have a missus? Do you have a girl?
That's irrelevant to the question.
No, like, I just don't know context.
I'm asking you.
I want to get to know you.
That's irrelevant.
And I wish he would have actually just confirmed, saying me and Angie are no longer together. Unfortunately, he has been confirmed. Or just say something like, hey, it's a bit complicated, and that's basically it.
We're having an objective discussion. Women that are sex workers.
Do you have
struggle.
a wife? Do you have a girlfriend? That's what I
Deflecting.
thought. The fuck? Like,
What does that have to do with anything?
Exactly. Like, it just means like you can't even get it yourself. So like you are telling me I can't. Like, what's that? I don't get that.
I want to know your argument first because that is like crazy, bro. Don't you have like a girlfriend or like a wife or something? Like somebody you
All right, bro. We
appreciate?
went over this a million times. Somebody else, because I don't want to
You really gonna
rehash
do
the
that,
same
bro?
argument again. Yeah. Somebody else.
June 30th, Amrou says he's single, then he clarifies himself a minute later.
And I'm telling you guys, this is a
No, you're being contradictory. You're being hypocritical. You're actually trying to hide. You're trying to hide your flaws.
single guy. Like, I even know at some point I'm like, damn, I need a family, nigga. Like, bro, I'm even telling you this as a single guy. Anyone that's sitting there saying, oh, I prefer friends and close friends and career, get the fuck up out of here, bro. Everybody wants a family. Even the most career-oriented niggas want a family, bro.
A lot of people do, but not everybody. And that's fine. That's their right. 1 minute later.
Guys, when I say single, I mean not married. Fucking retards. Hold.
Nah, we know what you mean, Myron. Single is single completely. We're not discussing single overall or single by the state law. We mean single completely. It's either single or taken. Stop double backing now, Myron. Stop being hypocritical and stop being contradictory, Myron. We know your game. We know your play. And that's okay to actually express that. If things actually do go wrong in relationships, it definitely does happen. I fully understand in regards with that. But be honest.
Holy shit, bro.
August 4th, Elmer gets asked about Angie. He deflects once again.
Oh, Myron, who's Angie?
You know what, man? This is crazy, bro.
Deflecting.
What did Angie say?
This is
I said, Myron, are you still with Angie? Oh.
This is absolutely nuts that women don't.
So Angie hasn't been around in months. He does every question about it. He never even mentions her anymore. He makes weird statements about his late status. Success is already over. Let's see what Angie was up to during all this time. Okay. Remember when she left Amrou in NYC for the rollerblade event in Orlando? Well, she didn't just go to the rollerblade.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Okay. Angie. She went to Universal Studios with Don Juan. The story is supposed to be by him. But anyone would say, but we can't see her face. It doesn't matter. This girl has the exact same hairstyle as her, and we know for a fact that she was in Orlando during that time period. It's 99% sure that it's her. Next, I'm going to show you a bunch of pictures of Angie and Don Juan from late May to late July. Okay. Doing it big. May 25th, June 6th. Doing pedophile end of the week. But the end of the week. Okay. Doing it big. Angie doing it big on the left side of your screen up here as well, eating the burger. Basically taking a photo of her also. June 6th. Let me go back again to make sure it's the same day. This is May 25th, y'all, with the first photo. Second photo is June 6th at 10:49 local time in Orlando. And same photo 3 minutes later with Angie. But there's some burger place out here. Got one on the left, Angie on the right on June 19th, June 27th. They ride together. July 4th, Independence Day. They started riding more in Miami. July 29th, you see here, they're holding hands while they're blading. Don Juan on the left, Angie on the right. They're holding hands together. You don't even see it with like the arms, but more than likely they are holding hands together. Angie is holding Don Juan's hand for balance, and Don Juan mainly trying to keep everything steady. You see Don Juan again, Angie right in front of him, close next door, and they are the friends that's there doing rollerblading events. That's where they're at. You already start to see a pattern here. They're constantly in each other's ass. They always sit next to each other for dinner. They have a shared hobby, etc. They are together a lot. Meanwhile, Amrou is sitting at home raging, streaming, and bitching at women on Twitter all day long. All on social media. Wildin'. On the next picture, you're going to see Don Juan having a workout. Now, him working out is irrelevant. It's the location of the day of the workout that are important. Pay attention to those details. Let's look. July 1st, 2025, 9:13 in the morning in Miami, Florida. Take a guess who else working out as well on the exact same day, the exact same time Don Juan was. Excuse me. One moment. Sorry, y'all. As Don Juan was. You can see the photo here. July 1st, 2025, 9:46 a.m. Angie's in the same gym with the same layout. Team PV. Right? Y'all see that, right? Yes, he gets right. And that's a Venezuelan migrante. What a coincidence, right? So I'm becoming more and more obvious what's going on here. And now it's time for the final puzzle piece. August 8th. Around last week at the time of recording. 9:37 at night. About the fastest of Miami. Holding hands. And the Don Juan right there. Juicy. Juicy. Uh-oh. Juicy. Juicy. Amen. 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 I want to bring it back to some place here. Let's go back to this little couple holding hands real quick. All right, y'all see Angie and Don Juan holding hands together. And I do want to say to Myron Gaines that I apologize for your loss. I'm sorry that things didn't work out the way that you hoped, which is very unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? I do want to start off with that. But I also understand why Angie literally left Myron's ass. The way that Myron's been constantly disrespecting his partner on live streams when it comes to like certain videos and telling women to stay in the kitchen, actually belittling the partner. And I could partly understand why they're gone. I just wish Angie would have been much more honest about the situation in regards with this. So I definitely would say that's some immaturity on Angie's part for not ending this definitely much sooner than this, to say, hey, I don't feel comfortable. But I don't really know too much of the backstory behind the scenes. Maybe they got together by contract on person. They need to do a contract that they actually stay together on camera, but not in real life. I don't really fully know. But regardless, it's a very, very, very unfortunate situation. And I would say to Myron, ghost the bitch. You don't need her. You know what I'm saying? You know, let her walk, let her do her own thing, you know, and definitely best of luck to you and like more and more for yourself ahead. Just definitely just be more mature and be more modest when it comes to women on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you humble yourself. You actually be more mature in that regard. You seek therapy. You know, there'll be bright days ahead for you. I will say that. Because I'll definitely have some more experiences in regards with this on how to sniff potential women. Because I admit, I ain't going to lie, I got a couple women that are actually currently interested in me right now. But, you know, one of them is basically chaotic and playing too much games. And another is actually treating me much, much easier and actually much more fair. And I look to actually just go plan to do some stuff whenever we find some time, whenever we create some opportunities. Because I know she works as a nurse. So they're doing like some overnight stints. So it's a little bit of a challenge, but we can always find a way to make things work. Definitely, for sure. Guarantee you that. I intend to make sure we actually try and get some of that stuff done as soon as possible, which is a huge, huge, huge blessing. Okay? With that, And I do also want to actually give enough. I had my eye on basically another third woman that was working up at radiology at the time when I was working up in my job. Basically just being a little bit friends. Just actually trying to be more friendly with her, but for whatever reason, she didn't want to actually try and fully open up and all that stuff, and she didn't want to try and actually go further, actually try and go outside of work. So, okay, her loss, her problem. When you see women that are a bit resistant and want to try and leave you, just let them walk, let them go, let them be. Walk away with dignity and actually hold your head up high. Because the more that you chase, the more that you actually try and go and actually just force the issue and force the situation, you run yourself a high risk actually getting yourself Me Too'd, getting hit with basically criminal assault or civil lawsuits in regards to assault or harassment. You get hemmed up in that. You know what I'm saying? That's why you always got to walk away and be confident and actually still enjoy the time that you have. And you got other women that actually different between you. Stick with them, because what one woman will not do, another one guarantee you will. And some of these women that have rejected you early in the past may try and look at some of the stuff that you're doing, actually trying to see the stuff that you're doing behind the scenes as most nods. And some of them will find a way to creep themselves back in, try and get themselves on the floor to try to lock you down and get control of the situation. Now, if they've shown themselves they matured and, they haven't want to try and utilize you and want to try and see you as a person, definitely reconsider. But, I would not take these types of women that seriously at all until they've shown signs of maturity over time while they're with you. But in all cases, if they reject you that moment, and if they say that they friends, but yet they don't want to actually try and hang out, they want to try and do all the talking just to try and make themselves feel better, ain't true friendship. It's friends by technicality or acquaintance, right? Because those same people, when you're actually trying to talk all your stuff and you give all your information, those are going to be the same ones that could literally try to utilize your information against you behind your back, unbeknownst to your knowledge, because that woman has a support system of her own, whether it be family or friends. You don't even know the mindset of her friends. You don't even know the mindset of her family or her inside in general. You know what I'm saying? This way you can't really get yourself involved and actually try and give yourself away too much to those people that do not want to try and know deeply who you are. Leave these people alone. Let them be. All right? Again, for Myron, I do wish Myron the best in his future endeavors with relationships. And all I know is some extremely, extremely juicy shit. Juicy!
Serious, it's just a game. Shut the fuck up. You suck. Why are you here? I'm here to win. I'm not here to fucking have fun. The fuck do I look like?
The other day I was showering and Myron is in the room that is in the hallway, and I was here showering in this room in the bathroom
with all the parties,
and all I heard was like, fuck! Like this! I thought somebody broke into the house. That was like, oh my God.
You guys want to see how inferior women are to men? Go ahead and look at her Instagram stories and how she tries to do the workouts.
It hurts. I can't do it. That's not funny. Come on, I've been working out for 6 months. Myron's been doing this for years. It's not even funny.
Man, just reminds me how inferior women really are. Just to see Angie in the airport. She be carrying her bags. She can't keep up.
That was
this is slow as hell.
February.
I'm like, just give me a bag.
Oh, and speaking of which, Myron, I just forgot. Shoot, shit, man. You're out picking a woman who shows herself out on social media that frequently goes to clubs. Why would you pick a woman out and then try to force her to actually just go stay in the house and not go outside clubbing and not do all these things? I get it. Not every woman, just because they're in the club, doesn't really mean they're going to fully whore out in front of every single man. Some of these women actually want to try and link it with their own woman, actually try and get themselves out of the house. That's understandable. Others want to actually try and pipe themselves out for like best guy and actually try and find some new form of tricking on the blade and all that. So I can understand those parts. I understand those subsections of women that do that. But some of these women actually want to try and get boozed up and actually try and leave everything else alone and forget about all the chaos that, the daily grind mainly takes them. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to try and get somebody that's modest and doesn't really go out like that, why not get somebody that's just chilling up in the house and lately be a nerd? Okay? Why focus on the ones that are definitely watching Instagram and then bring those up and literally force her to actually try and get herself covered up and not go out anymore? You know? It's a bad rep and it's a bad recipe for disaster because it basically just shows your hypocrisy that, you know, the one that you picked earlier, you don't want her to be that same personality. You want to have that all to yourself. But the one that you basically are advising dudes to get, like more of a homebody that's definitely more chill, that's more relaxed, that's not all out and about, stripping and going out to clubs at all frequently. You know what I'm saying? You're not really that interested in those types of women. I want to figure that out, Myron.